Hi, it's Dawn here at Stickletown, and today I'm doing some cheese making. I've been lucky enough to get some raw milk from some friends who've got a Jersey cow, and I asked if they could provide me with some milk, raw milk, to do cheese with. So we picked it up the other day, and now I'm just making a start. I'm doing a Colby cheese. It's a milder and a quicker type of cheddar. I don't eat cheese myself, so I'm making this just for Martin. Anyway, I've got 4.5 litres of raw unpasteurised milk in there with 400 mils of buttermilk, and I'm now warming this up until it reaches 29 degrees. When it reaches 29 degrees centigrade, then we'll go on to the next stage. Right, we've reached 29 degrees centigrade, so I've got the rennet in here in a little bit of cooled boiled water, and that is now going to get added to the milk. Just going to stir that through, and then we're going to leave that for 30 minutes to do its thing. Over. Mix that through well. I'm using stainless steel because it's easy to sterilise. I don't use wooden utensils for cheese making. Right, now I'm going to put the lid on that and leave it for 30 minutes, and then the curds should have then formed, so we will come back then. Right, we're back, and the curds have set, so I'm going to cut into them. Make 1 centimetre cuts. I'm going to go a long ways, and then I'll go in the other direction. And this is how we separate the curds and whey. There's lots of recipes out there for using whey. I should just be putting it in a bottle, and the dogs will have it. So I have dehydrated whey before now, and I've actually got a jar of powdered whey in the cupboard. Right, and then we just stir gently. You can see them separating. You want to stir gently just to break it up for about 10-15 minutes. And what I'm doing is, when I bring my spoon up, I'm actually cutting through. And this helps the whey to separate from the curds. So you don't want to watch me doing that for 15 minutes, so we'll come back. Right, now we've got the curds and whey all the curds are down into small pieces, which helps the whey to drain out. We're now heating it through, so I'm slowly raising the temperature up to 38 degrees C, and then we'll keep it at that temperature for about 30 minutes, and then we'll be ready to start draining it. And then after draining, we can press it. So we're almost up to temperature. It doesn't take long to bring it up. I don't know how well you can see that. So there's lots of processes involved in doing the cheese, but none of them are really difficult. Right, and now I need to keep it at that temperature for 30 minutes. So we'll come back in 30 minutes. Right, we've done our 30 minutes at 38 degrees, so now it's time to start straining. This is what we got. So I'm gonna put a colander lined with cheesecloth. It is sitting on a glass bowl. And then that's all out of there. Let's do a few other little bits. And I'm going to leave this to drain in the cheesecloth for 20 minutes. And then it will go into the press, where it will be pressed for 12 hours. Right, I think that's all of that. Move that back over. And we also have to add the salt, 1% of the weight. So let's see if I can just quickly weigh that. Just see if we can get a quick weight of that. .1 kilo, 126. So if it's 1%, that's 10 grams. 10 grams of salt. Which is not quite a tablespoon. So I'm going to use there we go. Put the salt in. Put that salt into it. This is a pink Himalayan salt that I've started using. Right, now I'm just going to leave that to drain for 20 minutes and then we will put it in the press. Okay, right, that's been straining for about 20 minutes now. So I need to get it in the press. That's the way that's come off. Let's slide that off there. This is the press I'm using. It's let me tilt you down a bit. There we go. It's a very simple cheese press. It's a Mad Millie, that is the brand. So I'm just going to take the cheesecloth out of there, pop it in the press. And this is going to be pressed for about 12 hours, according to the recipe. So slowly increasing the pressure. Oops. Right. Now, when I first started doing cheese for Martin, I bought a couple of kits to get the equipment, and there was a soft cheese kit and a hard cheese kit. And in fact, this one, I don't know if you can see that there's a little mark just there to show the pressure. And as we go down, oops, and that's popped off. As we go down, another little line pops up. Yeah, so I got this this kit. It was Mad Millie's cheese making kit, and it came with everything I needed. A decent size press, because very often you get tiny little moulds to do little cream cheeses and that with. Right, I've just done it down to number 3, and then I shall come back after a while. See, that is draining out. Then I'll come back and I'll just keep tightening it. And yeah, so I got this kit, and it did come. Oh yeah, I tipped you back up again. It did come with a really good book of recipes, a few of which I've done. I've done the Wensleydale. I think I've got that on video actually, and I've done a cheddar. And they were nice, simple, easy recipes. So, and of course, deciding to do some cheese making at the moment. Now I've got the kitchen done. You can't see the mess over there. I'll show you in a minute. And I've been unpacking boxes and finding all the stuff and everything. And my recipe book Mad Millie's cheese making recipe book I have not found anywhere. I'm sure it will turn up. Right up until this morning I was missing a box, and I found it, and I've just emptied it all, so it's all over there waiting to be washed. Yeah, so that's the stage we're at the moment. It's just unpacking boxes, or the stage I'm at, unpacking boxes, finding homes for everything, and of course, you know, finding all the cheese making stuff and that. So the book I'm using today is the cheese making book by Paul Peacock. Paul Peacock passed away a few years ago. I was lucky enough to meet him quite a few times. So I've never done any of his cheeses before, so I'll be interested to see how this one turns out. But I have just found Mad Millie recipes online, so I'm printing out some from that I shall use over the next few weeks. So hopefully next week I'll be doing, I need to do a Wensleydale, which has got the cranberries in it. That's the one Martin has requested. Yeah, that'll probably be next week's. So I shall put in my order for some more milk. And I have been, there's the whey. I've bottled up the whey, and that will be fed to the dogs over the next few days. So I'll show you this one once the pressing is finished, and then we leave it to sit. What is it? It says dry the cheese. Right, pressure for about 12 hours. Dry the cheese for a week in the fridge. It does say then it can be eaten, or you can wax it if you want to keep it for longer than a couple of weeks, but I'm sure Martin won't take that long to eat it. So we shall come back to it tomorrow after it's finished in the press. Right, the cheese has now been in the press for, it's actually been in there 14 hours, 15 hours. So just taking it out of the press. There we go. Now that's got to be left to dry in the fridge for a week. It feels quite solid, rubbery but solid. And yeah, so I shall pop that in the fridge, leave it to dry for a week, and then Martin can try it out. So, and then the next cheese we're going to do is a Wensleydale. So you'll have to watch for that video coming out. So thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up. And any questions, pop them in, or any comments or your experience. I'd love to hear your experiences on cheese making. Pop them down below. Thank you.